Hi, it's Zobble1975, and today I'm bringing you an Elite Dangerous video on Xbox One. And while the beta is going on for the Beyond patch, and I don't really have a lot going on the Xbox version, I thought I would use that time to do a series looking back at some sci-fi shows and movies that I think have a little bit in the DNA of Elite Dangerous. These might be small things like a couple of the ship designs, these might be really random things, but there are things that I think cross over with Elite Dangerous. Now, the first thing I have chosen is a film from my childhood, which is a poor man's Star Wars. This was a no-budget, crappy sci-fi film from the 1980s that I loved when I was a kid. I absolutely adored it. Looking back now, the special effects were absolutely and utterly appalling. The acting was terrible, but something in it just made me smile. As a kid, I loved it. And that is the poor man's Star Wars, the absolute bargain basement budget film that was Battle Beyond the Stars, with John Boy Walton and Hannibal from the A-Team in a magnificent remake in space. To be honest, I'm surprised no one's returned to the Magnificent Seven in space theme now with the special effects they have available. I think that would be a really awesome film. But this version, you know, had a lot of TV stars in it. There was some appeal that was kind of universal, and it became a bit of a cult hit, mainly because of the Valkyrie and her very odd flying style. And while the Valkyrie does have that cult appeal, and she still does conventions today, so fair play to her. The one thing that really stuck out with Battle Beyond the Stars, and the one thing that I think is in the DNA of Elite Dangerous, is the score. James Horner, who did the music, and it still stands up today. If you don't know who James Horner is, worth looking him up. He's done 161 films, you know, from little indie projects like Avatar and Titanic. So, you know, he is a fairly well-regarded composer. And the other thing I think it's got in the DNA is a slight nod to the Type 7. I think the Type 7 has a little look of the Space Cowboys ship in it. I always think the main ship from Battle Beyond the Stars, Nell, the ship with boobs, if you turn a clipper over and it's flying the wrong way, it would look slightly like this. Or anyway, the image on your console kind of reminds me of Nell when I see a clipper upside down flying the wrong way. Just something that I always remember it by. The one thing I have adopted from Battle Beyond the Stars, that is in the DNA of how I play Elite Dangerous, is very much the Space Cowboy's laissez-faire attitude to being attacked while he's out trucking, and his whole attitude towards flying. That is kind of, you know, something that I've taken on board and really followed through with the way I play. But anyway, that's all for this video. Thank you very much for watching.
16 gamblers to carry my coffin.